Hey everyone, welcome to Up All Night DIY. I'm Monica. Thanks for joining me. Today is the Fantasy Core collab. I'm so excited for this one. The fantastic Andy Annie Jones is our host, and some of my most favorite, outrageously talented creators are participating. We'll take you along with us into the world of myth, legend, lore, and imagination. Let's get into it. Personally, I've always been enamored with the Fae folk, so my first project will be this wee leprechaun. I'm using a 2-inch and a 2.5-inch styrofoam ball, as well as a styrofoam cone. With a serrated knife, I'll cut off just enough to flatten both ends of each ball. In the interest of time, when the process is the same or repetitive, I'll move forward quickly, cutting out anything that is redundant. I'll also cut a few inches from the cone for his hat. I'll be using Crayola air dry clay. I grab a handful and condition it by kneading it. Then I'll roll it flat. And while I'm doing that, here's some leprechaun lore for you. Did you know that there are different clans of leprechaun? The classic, typical leprechaun, like the one that I'm making, would be found in Leinster. The Munster leprechaun is known as a chloricon. In Ulster, where my husband's from, the leprechaun is known as a Latte man. Once I get my clay flattened to my liking, I'll wrap it around my styrofoam ball, pressing it into the foam, making sure it sticks, and I'll cut off any excess. With my fingers, I'll manipulate the clay until the ball is completely covered. Then I'll roll it between my hands and on the table to smooth it out. I repeat the process on the other ball too. Next is the cone, which is basically the same method. I'll cut out some clay using a circle cookie cutter to make both the top of his hat and the brim. I'll incorporate the top of the hat with my fingers and roll it on the table just to make it look like it's all one piece. I push 3 toothpicks into the larger ball, which is his body, and that will fix the smaller ball, his head. I just push the head into place right over top of those toothpicks. I roll a cane of clay, which I'll tuck into the gap between the head and body, and I'll press it in with my fingers. With a paintbrush, I lightly dampen the clay, and I'll use the brush handle to roll the added clay into both the head and the body, and I'll work it until it's nice and smooth. What you see me doing here is pretty much how I'll incorporate each new piece of clay onto the sculpture. Did you know that you could be standing right next to a leprechaun's dwelling and you might have no idea? They're very likely to take up residence in an abandoned burrow, beehive, or a hollow tree. They'll use glamour to keep their homes secret. They frequently make their homes near ancient burial mounds. Sometimes they'll adopt a family and take up residence in a nook or cellar in a human home. Next, I'll put his hat brim in place, pressing it down a wee bit before adding 3 toothpicks. I'll push the smaller end of the cone onto the toothpicks. And just like before, I fill the gap between the brim and the hat with a cane of clay, and I'll incorporate it in the same way I did at the neck. Lore says, whenever you see a whirlwind of dust, that, my friends, is a leprechaun passing by. When our kids were little and we would visit my in-laws in Ireland, we would always point out such things and say, "Look, it's the fairies." They were so cute. They'd get so excited. So sweet. I rolled a ball of clay, which I'll cut in half, and these will be his cheeks. I'll position them where I'd like them to go, lightly pressing, and I'll use my brush to incorporate them into his face. I made his ears by rolling a ball and cutting it in half. I pinch one end to give it a bit of a point, and I'll just pop it right into place. Once again, using my brush handle to incorporate the clay. For his nose, I've rolled a little cone shape. I'll pop it right between his cheeks, and again, with my brush, I'll blend in the clay. I turn up the tip of his nose just slightly. His beard is another thin cane. It goes from ear to ear, pressing it into place, and again, working it into the clay with my brush. I use a couple small pieces of cane to give him sideburns. The good people, as they're also known, love to gather in fairy rings, which are clusters of mushrooms that grow in a circle. It's said that if you put one foot into a fairy ring while a leprechaun is there, you'll be able to see him clearly. But if you put both feet in, you'll be his prisoner. Usually, he'll just make you do silly things and have a laugh at your expense before letting you go. I'll add some texture to his beard for some interest, just making some score marks to give the impression of hair. I've rolled a slightly thicker cane for his arms. And then, samesies, I press them into place and work the clay with my brush. I'm leaving a space between his hands for his Shamrock. I'll set him aside for 2 days to dry. In the meantime, I'll turn my attention to making a Celtic Spiral out of this Styrofoam disc. I cut a spiral stencil from cardstock with my silhouette. I pounce on some paint with a cosmetic sponge. With my Dremel, I'll just follow the outline of the spiral. I'm not going too deep, really just deep enough to give a decent impression. The Celtic Spiral can be found at Newgrange in the Boyne Valley. It's made of 3 connected spirals. 3 is considered a divine number, representing land, sea, sky, birth, death, rebirth, man, woman, child, maiden, mother, wise woman, and the Holy Trinity. Once I've carved the spiral, aka the Triskill, I'll mix some paint with some joint compound. I'm using Ceramcoat Cafe Latte. And I'll make sure that it's really well mixed. I'll spread it onto my disc with a paintbrush, working it into the spiral. And I'll coat the entire surface as well as the sides. When this is dry, I'll do the back. Now that it's dry, I'll add some color by watering down some paint to make a stain. I'm using a few different colors, including greens, to give it the appearance of mossy stone. I'm starting with Ceramcoat Golden Brown, and I work it into the spiral first. I'll add in some green to the edges, and I'll blot some off with a paper towel. I'll just keep building my color like this until I like it. I'll let it dry. It doesn't take long. And I dry brush it with some Americana Sun Bleached. I'll seal it with a layer of Mod Podge. There you go, wee bit of Ireland. Let's see how our leprechaun is doing. He's looking pretty good. Some cracking, but not too bad. Just enough to add character. I'll paint his face ears, and hands with Ceramcoat medium flesh. His beard and hair will be Bittersweet orange, also Ceramcoat. Both his hat and his coat will be Americana Festive green. I'm painting a wee triangular bit on his belly with sun bleached. That's where his jacket will hang open and you'll get to see his shirt. Festive green for his jacket. I'll outline his eyes in white, like a capital D on its back. Just a simple arch. So, my one last bit of information on leprechauns is that it's proper etiquette not to complain if you spill a beverage. And a wee drop for you is the proper response, just in case a leprechaun has jogged your hand because he's thirsty. His hatband is Ceramcoat charcoal. With a dowel, I'll add some charcoal dots in his eyes, and then I'll extend them with my liner brush. And a sweet wee smile also in charcoal. With Ceramcoat Parsley, I'll add some stripes to his shirt. Quick comma strokes in white in his eyes, and a dip dot highlight too. Americana Terra coral for his cheeks. With Ceramcoat dark flesh, I'll shade around his face, and I'll give him some character lines by his eyes, and also some details on his ears. Parsley stripes for his cuffs. Sun bleached buckle for his hat. I'll outline his eyes with Hippo Grey. I dry brush his beard with burnt orange. Some burnt orange swirls to give the impression of curls. And some eyebrows too. I outline his jacket opening and his cuffs with Hippo Grey. Using Ceramcoat Parsley, I'll give his hat a wee shamrock and some Shamrock cufflinks as well. Dip dot parsley buttons along his coat. Some white highlights to the shamrocks. To add some aging, I'll dry brush him all over with some Hippo Grey. I dry brushed a scrap of fabric with Hippo Grey too. This will be his bow tie. I give him a coat of Mod Podge to seal him. To make a simple little bow tie for him, I'll fold the fabric over itself, making a loop. Then I'll glue the ends, and I'll cut off the excess. I'll tie a length of bigger string around the center, and I'll glue it in place. And finally, I'll glue on his shamrock. He's a happy wee fella. All supplies are in the description box, as well as links to Annie's channel and the playlist. If you haven't already, I would really love it if you would subscribe. I upload every Friday. Give me a like, share, and a comment, and all that good stuff. Please be sure to check out the playlist. You won't be disappointed. I hope you had fun watching. I really had fun making these projects. Stay creative, my friends. Thanks for hanging with me. See you next time. Up All Night with Monica.